Hi Capricorn, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your June 7th through June 14th tarot check. This is your weekly tarot reading for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And thank you to all of you who have been supporting my channel by watching the readings and subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing the videos. I so appreciate that, and let's just continue to raise our consciousness together. Let's raise our vibrations collectively together. What a great idea, huh? If you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you tap the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, but it's generally every week. I do a weekly reading, I do monthly readings, and then I also have a love reading that I've been posting the first Friday of the month, but I'm going to change that to the first Thursday, I think, for next month. So let's get into this. What is the guidance here, please? The guidance for Capricorn. Guidance, please, for Capricorn. All right, here we go. Feels good. Again, we use our human time calendar, but we're dealing with the mystical, okay? So sometimes it's not going to be in an exact alignment, but we just kind of do this so it gives us some structure. Sunday, you have the Hanged Man. Monday, you've got the Eight of Cups. Wow. Tuesday, you've got the Chariot. Wednesday, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. Thursday, you've got the Queen of Swords. Friday, you've got the Empress. 3 eights in this. Saturday, you've got the Eight of Swords. And then you've got the Nine of Cups on Sunday. That's Flag Day too, by the way. Really interesting reading with 3 eights. So 8 in the tarot means movement, okay? So the movement here, you've got one that's moving up. You've got upward movement, but you've got also a very restricted movement in here too. So it's an interesting reading for you overall, but you also have too the Chariot, which is about moving forward. So I think overall you're going to be moving away from something, but with some hesitation. So you've got the Hanged Man here, and the Hanged Man is all about introspection. It's all about going within and, you know, being willing to let go, right? And sometimes, you know, it's like the old saying, I've never let go of anything I didn't leave claw marks on, but it will be let go or be dragged with this, whatever this is. It's time to let go of it because new stuff's going to come in for you. For somebody here, it feels like a job. There's this like feeling of commitment and wanting to stay in a situation, but if you leave, you're going to make more money. I get that very strongly, whoever this is for. But there's this feeling of guilt, and it almost feels like the business is going to end up going under. And part of you, it's like you're trying to save a sinking ship, and it's just not salvageable. That's for some of you. For others of you, I do think there could be somebody here that is trying to move forward in a relationship, and there's love here, there's a commitment here, there's definitely sexual chemistry in the relationship. I do feel like there's some other element. It could be somebody that's maybe been drinking a little too much. I get that coming through, that there's love here, and it's not a bad person, but they are dancing precariously on a line between drinking heavily and, you know, kind of crossing that invisible line into alcoholism, or there's a question about it. Is this person, am I drinking too much? Comes into my head. So with this, though, I do feel like you got a timeline. I do feel like it's in the next, for sure, month will be resolved. It feels like just a few weeks coming through. So, you know, with this too, it's like, would you rather be happy or be right? And I think you're going to move forward. So you've got this Eight of Cups here, and it really is about moving on to higher ground and moving away from things that aren't good for you. And again, I do get for somebody like they're even going to go to an AA meeting and just to hear about it, or even get online. Like I think there's one that's called In the Rooms. That's like an online, you know, forum, but there's definitely AA meetings that are meeting in person again. So it feels like that, though, like the person is getting to the point where they're thinking, maybe I should go and just hear what they have to say. But it's a factor in a relationship for somebody. There's definitely a factor about drinking and trying to move forward with a relationship. So for those of you that it's work related, like I said, I think you're going to move on. But I do think there's somebody that's kind of struggling with, how much of a problem is this? Is this a long-term problem, or was this too many quarantinis? You know what I mean? I still feel like there's uncertainty around it. You have, on Tuesday, you've got the Chariot, and this is definitely about controlling problems and managing problems. It's victory and success. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But it's more about managing the problems from the ego level than, from spiritually being able to really release and just let go of the outcome. This is definitely more attachment to managing things, and it's Cancer energy too. So you could certainly be dealing with a water sign here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or possibly an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But I do feel like you're moving forward, and it feels, it feels comfortable enough. It feels like it's not stagnant. How about that? It doesn't feel like necessarily that overjoyed kind of feeling. It just feels like we're kind of one day at a time, and especially too, when we're in a dark place, we go as far as we can see. And when we get to as far as we can see, we go a little bit farther, and that's one day at a time. Okay, very simply put. And that's all you have to really do. So by Wednesday here, you've got this Eight of Pentacles, and some of you may be doing some research. You may be looking around again. If you're considering leaving a job, you may be getting online and again collecting research, looking at openings, researching other places, and doing background checks, even background checks on people who have contacted you, getting information about those people through maybe their Facebook or other social media pages, just to kind of get a better feeling for who they are. And again, for some of you in a relationship, you're doing some kind of research around whatever this issue is. If it's not drinking, it's something else that's got this person, and you're looking into it and trying to help them. So definitely a time where you're helping out somebody else and trying to be steady for them. You're very steady. And this actually makes a lot of sense, because when you come up to Thursday, you've got the Queen of Swords, okay? And this is a very cerebral energy. It's great communication, but it's the card of like the lawyer and the scientist. But she knows pain. I mean, this is a woman who has known pain. And even though she's strong and steady and stable, it's like there's a past to it that has delivered her here. So for some of you, it doesn't come, the price of admission into something like, let's say, Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a price tag to it. It's a pretty steep one too in some cases. So yeah, I do feel like I said, some of you are having a sit-down conversation about moving forward, whether it's at work or with this other significant other. And it's a conversation that's a turning point. It really is. There's a turning point here. So you have, on Friday, you've got the Empress. And again, I said before, you've got a real chemistry. There's a real sexual chemistry with this person. You can see the possibilities. It's not and I think too, for those of you that this is relating to a job, you can definitely see the possibilities. It's very clear where the potential is, the growth, the development. There's no doubt about it, okay, that this is a great opportunity, and that moving in this direction is going to serve you. It's going to bring you to a place where you couldn't be, okay, otherwise, without making some decisions and some choices sometimes that are difficult. But it's also too a card of spring and summer, so certainly you're in the right months for making decisions when you see this card. So here you have another Eight of Swords here, and this is, again, she's in a self-imposed prison, right? She's not willing to look at some things. So this is a time where on Saturday, be willing to look at things and see them at face value. Sometimes we try to look too deeply when the answers are really on the surface, but we are looking deeper because we want a different answer. So we keep digging to find something that makes us believe it's something else. But the answers are there. Look and you'll find them. They're right there in front of you. So you've got, on Flag Day here, you've got the Nine of Cups. And again, You know, this is a card of, it can be certainly of wish fulfillment. So for some of you, like I said, you may make a decision that brings you great success. It really brings, and even in a relationship, you know, I've seen some people, you know, look at their habits, whether it be drinking or spending or otherwise, make some decisions, and they have great relationships when they can see that and, you know, surrender to win, I guess. So with this card, though, there's definitely some attention here that needs to be given. But overall, there's reciprocity here, and just I feel like there's a feeling of like it's almost to where it needs to be, but not quite. You know, there's more attention that needs to happen on this. So I'll be interested to hear if there's anybody that resonates with, especially with the potential of somebody around you drinking too much, because it happens. I mean, it affects millions of people. For those of you who want to draw more love into your life, here is an oracle card to do just that. Love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. You know, and that really kind of resonates with the Queen of Swords, okay? Because she's definitely, like I said, a queen who's been hurt. And then we'll end with Ask and It Is Given from Abraham Hicks. Since every request is granted, I feel no competition. Each point of view matters. Every request is granted. There is no end to the universal resources that fulfill these requests. And there is no end to the answers to the never-ending stream of questions. And for that reason, there is no competition. So there's more than enough for everyone here, right? So competition is something the ego decides we need to do. It really doesn't exist in the spiritual world. So I love you so much, Capricorn, and I'll be back again in a week.